Thirdly, rules and freedom. Rules and freedom. Every institution has rules. Every home has rules. There are rules in our house. Some of the rules are no screen time unless you've done your homework and your home responsibilities. Or first dinner, then dessert. Obviously, that rule is only for kids. Adults can have earned the right to have dessert 3 times a day. And our kids, once they've grown up, once they've suffered through our parenting, would have earned the right to do that as well. But for now, the rules are first dinner, then dessert. Rules are important and necessary. British photographer Timothy Allen, best known for his work on BBC's Human Planet, decided he wanted to explore something challenging. So he joined with the nomadic Nenets tribe in Siberia on their 800-kilometer sojourn across the Siberian wilderness. And he walked with them in minus 45 degrees Celsius weather for 16 days. As he stayed outside with them. And there were certain rules that they had, including drinking reindeer blood to survive the bitter cold. And he said that if they made one mistake, you could die in 10 minutes. So rules are important and necessary, but having rules or making rules has never been the problem. There are plenty of rules. In fact, the problem is that there are too many rules. The more rules we have, the more control we have. So those people who are in power, they prefer to make rules so that they can have more control of the people that they are overseeing. And that is why we need freedom. With rules on one side, we need freedom on the other side. In the Garden of Eden, God made Adam and Eve, put them in the Garden of Eden. They had only one rule. And that rule was to not eat a certain tree. That's it. There was no other rule. They had complete freedom otherwise. Yes, you could argue that they hadn't sinned and so therefore they did not need the rule. But as you read the Bible, you see that the rules were man-made. And in the Old Testament, there are a ton of rules that are man-made. And as you come to the New Testament, Jesus gets rid of a bunch of rules that were completely unnecessary. This is something that I'm personally working on. In my family, I'm personally working on by trying to give more freedom to my family, to my kids. Because of my profession, because of my temperament, I am inclined to be managing and detail-oriented. Rules are great, but too much micromanaging can be very constricting. Lack of freedom can be miserable. Yes, giving freedom is risky, and there can be mistakes, but not having freedom will backfire both on the leader and is very miserable for the people that are under that leader. Some people err on the side of having rules, more rules. Some people err on the side of having too much freedom. So we need to strike a balance. And as long as we know that we need to stay in that center lane, even if we go back and forth, we at least are aware that we need to intentionally give more freedom. One of the most important things is to find out what the essential rules are. Only the essential rules are essential. So the 613 rules of the Sabbath, Jesus took and condensed them into 2 rules. Love the Lord your God, love your neighbor as yourself. Once you know the rules that are absolutely necessary, then you can let go of the rules that are not absolutely necessary and give freedom.